Hey guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. I'm Henny and this is my husband Ray.
What's going on, guys?
It's been so long. We know, we're so sorry. It's been like what?
We've been MIA for a while. We know that we promised you guys videos. We kind of got sideswiped with the pregnancy and had baby Amelia. So sorry about that. We're definitely coming with more content for you guys soon. This is actually, it's 11:30 p.m. right now in California. We just put the baby down not too long ago.
This is take number 7.
Yeah, we've tried to do the video for a couple of weeks now. We know that we promised you guys the video to follow up with some of you guys' questions that you've had. And now let's just get into it. How did you know he was the one?
Oh, me? How did I know he was the one? So when we first met, we were just basically friends. And we started liking each other shortly after. I basically knew he was the one because, like, when I basically started realizing that I just didn't want to live my life without him, whenever something would happen, whether it was good, bad, interesting, anything, really, he was the one that would first, like, pop in my head, and I'd want to just share everything with him. So basically, I wanted to just share my life with him. I just wanted to keep doing what we were doing.
And I'm cute.
And he's kind of cute.
How does your outside of immediate family react to you both? I'll start that off and then I'll let you get into that, honey.
Yeah.
My outside of my immediate family actually hasn't met her. They've heard a lot about her. The majority, like, actually I don't think any of them have met her at this point. We're kind of trying to start making our rounds now that we've settled down with the baby and now that she's old enough to kind of be around people and she's not all fragile like newborn babies are. So we're going to make our rounds. They're going to meet her, but they're really excited to meet her. They have nothing but great things to say about her, and they've heard nothing but great things about her, so.
And my outside of my immediate family, they don't exist anymore. After we got married, I don't talk to them, they don't talk to me.
Do you guys ever plan on traveling and coming to meet your followers?
Yes, totally.
Definitely.
Yes.
We're gonna definitely start planning out meet and greets as we get more used to being on camera, giving you guys our lives on camera, vlogging.
We're actually gonna be on YouTube like permanently, you guys. Yeah, like this is it. We're not gonna disappear again for a year and a half. Yeah. We're here to stay.
Yeah, we kind of wanted to wait for a perfect time to where we got settled, got used to being parents, because obviously this is our first child.
Yeah.
And now that, like I said, she's old enough, we kind of got her on a sleeping schedule. It's going to make things a lot easier for us. Mm-hmm. We might have to record in the middle of the night like we're doing right now, but that's so be it. We're going to make sure that we get you guys content. We're going to start vlogging. We're going to start traveling around.
Yeah, she will be in some of our videos, like when we vlog. But like our talking videos, our challenges, our games, things like that, like this, where we're just sitting down, she won't be in those.
Also, we want you guys' feedback on what you guys want for this channel.
Comment below.
This is definitely a channel that we want to dedicate to you guys. We want you guys to be highly involved in this. We're going to be doing shout outs. We're going to be definitely asking you guys questions just like we do. So follow us on Instagram. We're going to have that in the end of the video and then also in the descriptions below both of our Instagram accounts. Make sure you're keeping up with us through that stuff so that you pretty much aren't going to miss out on anything at all on what's going on. We're going to have questionnaires. We're going to put polls on which videos you guys would want to see. And we want to do things differently on this channel than pretty much any other channel that has a couple or a family out there. Yeah, we want to be definitely an original YouTube channel to give you guys good content that you haven't seen before.
Yeah.
Tell us your story is the next question.
So we actually have a video that we posted previously. It was actually our initial video that we posted a year and a half ago. It's still on our channel. Pretty much like the entire world has seen the video. But if you haven't seen the video, then please watch that. We'll link it below.
Yeah, we're gonna link it in this video. So just click the link if you haven't seen it. It's gonna be in this video and in the description below. How did you guys come up with the name Amelia? I adore her and her name. Thank you. We adore her too. I'm actually gonna, I'll take that one. I actually came up with the name. We kind of pretty much had a deal where if we had a boy, Haneen was going to name the boy, and I would have come up with the middle name. And vice versa if we had a girl. So I would get to come up with the first name, and she would get to come up with the middle name for a girl. I had a feeling it was a girl from the beginning, like from very, very early on in the pregnancy when we first discovered that she was pregnant, and it turned out to be right. I always was a really, I'm really like, I'm into history and I'm into different like historical figures, and Amelia Earhart was actually one of my favorite people from history that I remember when I first read about her in elementary school, and then I used to watch National Geographics and they would have programs and stuff on her. She was really an inspiring woman to a lot of people, and one of the first female pilots of her time and of all time, I'm sure. And that was definitely a big factor in me naming Amelia.
He's lying. He named her after Amelia Clark because he's a huge crush on her.
Anyhow, what are your ethnic backgrounds?
So I'm Palestinian, and we'll give this guy 10 minutes to go ahead and...
No, you name all the stuff that I am. I'll smoke hookah and let's see if you remember. Let's see how well you know your husband.
So he is African American, French Jamaican, Panamanian, Native American, and he's not 100% sure. We're gonna have to do some like 23andMe and get him tested and all. But his
get me tested.
his great
not those type of tests.
Yeah, not those type of tests. But his great grandmother supposedly had white hair. Supposedly white with blonde hair and blue eyes.
Good job. She's right. Correct. I'm all that stuff. I'm a mutt. So Amelia is like everything. Pretty much in a bag of chips. Speaking of Amelia, how did you tell your husband you were pregnant? Did you surprise him? Lots of love. Lots of love back. Oh, and before we get into that, we got this little plaque that Haneen made. I don't know if you guys can see that if it focuses in.
I tried to take a picture with Amelia, but it was a huge fail.
We want to wish you guys a happy Ramadan, so Ramadan Mubarak to all of you guys that are celebrating.
All the Muslims that are celebrating, even non-Muslims who are just trying it out. We wish you guys a beautiful, blessed month of Ramadan, and yeah, we hope that God showers His blessings upon you and your family and your loved ones. Definitely. So what was the question?
Yeah, I know. I messed that one up. How did you tell your husband you were pregnant? Did you surprise him? Lots of love.
I did surprise him. We're not really one of those couples where we like to surprise each other. We might be later, but I mean, we are.
I don't like surprises.
Yeah, we're not like some emotional ass couple where we're just getting emotional over things. So basically, I just went to the store at 10 p.m. He was chilling at home playing his PlayStation. I came back home with a box of pregnancy tests and took those.
Her and her test, as you guys can see.
Yeah, and they came back positive, and I just waved them in his face, and that was that. We literally just looked at each other, smiled. It was kind of awkward for a second.
Yeah, I didn't believe her. She doesn't know this. This is the first time she's hearing this, but I didn't even believe her because she was like the girl who cried wolf with pregnancy.
But I showed him a positive test, and he still was just whatever.
Could have been somebody else's pee. I don't know.
What?
How old are you and Ray?
I'm 26.
And I just turned 28 in March. So
I'll be 27 in August. So send me my birthday gifts.
Yeah, you guys are late on mine, but I'm still accepting birthday gifts year round. We'll post our address, our PO box in the description. Do you plan on having more children?
Yes.
No. She wants 15 kids. I said I'm fine with just Amelia.
He didn't even want to have kids.
Yeah,
and then we had Amelia.
I grew up and I told my parents all my life, I don't want kids.
But he also said he didn't want to get married.
I didn't want to get married.
And then we got married.
I didn't want it.
What? He literally told me when we first met that he didn't want to get married till he was 30, and at the time he was
35.
35, and he was 24 at the time, and literally we got married a year later.
I met her 2 weeks after my 24th birthday. Or actually, no, we didn't even meet 2 weeks after. That's when
we started texting.
And
then we met 2 weeks after that.
Mm-hmm.
But
we got introduced to
he said he didn't want to get married, and then we ended up married a year later. Said he didn't want kids for 5 years, 10 years. We had a baby 2 years later. Now he's saying he doesn't want any more kids. We will have more kids.
That's what she thinks. I'll get her a dog, a cat, another cat. We already got 2.
We're going to have more babies.
Some turtles.
Lots of babies.
Turtle babies.
1 million babies.
1 million goldfish babies. When did you realize you wanted to focus on makeup as a career, and what steps did you take? I'll
All these questions are for me.
Yeah, they love you.
Basically, after we got married, I was still working in my field. I went to school and I got my bachelor's in criminology.
Fresno State Bulldogs.
But I just did not like working under other people. Like, I just wanted to be my own boss. I wanted my own business, but it was really hard at the time. But I mean, after we got married, I remember one night I was just crying in bed. I hate my job. He basically told me just to become a makeup artist. Story short, what are you doing? Long story short, a week later I got fired, and it was a sign. I became a makeup artist like right after that. But it was definitely through a lot of his support. If it wasn't for him and his support, I probably wouldn't be a makeup artist today.
I basically had to kick her in her butt and tell her, like, get going, get on it. If that's your passion, then do it. Because I'm a big believer in, instead of you just working a job, going to your regular 9 to 5 and dreading getting up for work, looking forward to weekends. I don't feel like life is for that. I feel like if you're not doing something you're passionate about, you're not going to have your heart into it. You're not going to want to do it. You're going to be miserable, and you're going to be 40, 45, 50, 60 years old, and you're going to be looking back on your life, and you're not going to be happy with what you accomplished and what you did because it wasn't something that you wanted to do. So that goes for everyone out there. Go after your passions. Do what you got to do. Whether it takes struggle, whether it takes somebody pushing you into it, whatever it takes, look for the signs, and definitely, or Robin sign fell down, we'll take this over here. Do what you gotta do to go after your passions.
Kick ass.
Yeah. Just do it. Like Shia LaBeouf said. How long did you guys date before getting engaged? Astaghfirullah.
We did not
sister.
date.
There's no dating in Islam.
I don't even consider it dating. I really don't. I don't like, we were just talking. Like, we weren't just dating.
Yeah, just
we literally, like,
wholesome messages back and forth.
We very shortly told each other, like, we started talking, and then, like, literally, like, a month later, we told each other we loved each other, and then...
No, that's a lie.
I told him I loved him.
And I was like, thanks, bro.
Yeah, and then a week later, he actually told me he loved me. And then literally that same week, we basically decided, okay, you know what? We're going to get married. This is it. When we decided that we were going to get married and we were like, okay, we're going to get married eventually, we basically considered ourselves engaged.
Yeah, nobody considered us engaged except our friends and
our friends. Yeah.
But we were.
But we don't consider it dating.
This one's rough. You went after a non-Muslim black guy, knowing your parents wouldn't approve. Why, sister?
Oh, okay.
Why? Yeah, take a sip of your tea.
Okay. I didn't go after a non-Muslim brother.
You want to take a hit of this to get into it? You gonna give him a piece of your mind right now?
By the way,
Bless your beauty.
I pumped, so no judging.
Bless your beauty, smokes hookah. Oh my gosh.
How are you breastfeeding? Anyways, I don't consider, like, it's not like we just met and all of a sudden I just went after him. Like, we were friends. Once we realized that we liked each other, all was history, okay? But at the same time, it's like, you don't choose who you fall in love with. And when you look at the bigger picture and realize that we ended up getting married, we have a beautiful baby, everything worked out with our families.
All's well that ends well.
Yeah.
So we'll see how we end.
Yeah. We will not end. Ever.
Do you ever get stares or bad looks because of you being an interracial couple?
I'm like the most oblivious person in the world. I just don't notice anything, or maybe I'm just like completely unbothered. I don't notice anything.
I mean, people always have stared at me all my life. I thought it had something to do with my looks. That's what I always figured. It was just like, I'm good looking, so I don't know, but no, honestly, on the real, I noticed it initially, like when we probably like the first 6 months to a year of us being married. Then I feel like those looks were like negative that first 6 months to a year, but then I feel like our story kind of got out there. people started knowing who we were a little bit more from social media.
And there were times where we'd go to the mall and people, like, we'd see, like, other people and they would see us and they would know who we were. Yeah. But we knew that they were, like, too shy to come say anything to us. And some people have. So it's like, sometimes we would get stares, but they weren't bad stares. They were good stares. Yeah. And there were other times where we'd get bad stares. Like once we were at the mall and Ray said that there was this guy at a kiosk. He was a much older gentleman. Not a gentleman, actually. He was a gentleman. But sure. He actually put his, he locked his arms and he like looked down and like was shaking his head in disapproval of us. Yeah. But honestly,
at the end of the day, that's culture. People were raised that way. Nowhere in the Quran does it say not to marry outside of your tribe, your culture, your ethnicity, your race, whatever. It doesn't say that. In fact, it says the opposite of that. It says to marry outside of your ethnicity. I was going to say that, but then I was like, wait, don't quote me, just in case I'm like wrong. No, it says that. That's something that was said. So people that have a negative perception of interracial couples, especially interracial Muslim couples, it's culturally. That's how they were raised. So I'm at the point in my life where I'm old enough to realize people who were raised differently than me, I'm not going to look at them in a negative light, because maybe if I was raised that way, if I didn't have an open home and I wasn't raised to basically just love and embrace my neighbor no matter what ethnicity, no matter what color, then I could be like that. Maybe I would be looking at interracial couples. And
but I feel like it's also because I'm hijabi and like that's even more taboo. Cause like if I wasn't wearing a scarf, like
maybe if I was hijabi and you were hijabi, they wouldn't look at us like that.
What?
We gotta try that one day.
What?
That can be a video. We'll both go out wearing the hijab and we'll see what type of looks we get then.
With your beard sticking out.
No, that's
haram. You can't tuck in your beard.
Every strand of hair.
You just get tuck in your own beard.
Everything. They won't know. Everybody thinks I have a nice jawline. They'll find out. But honestly, guys, that's a wrap. We don't need to continue going on. We don't have anything more question-wise. We will definitely do another poll and get more questions from you guys, and we'll definitely pick and choose the ones that we do answer. And we'll try and make it a little bit more juicy. You guys got to give us some better questions. Honestly, you guys want us to answer things. Give us some juicy questions. Don't be afraid to ask. Thank you guys so much for watching our video. Thank you guys so much for following us along with our journey. We really appreciate the subscribers who stayed for a year without any new content. Shout out to you guys. Yeah, and for those of you guys that like unfollowed us, I got words for you. Yeah, later. We'll come up with a rant later on. And it'll be like, message to everyone who unfollowed us. Yeah, it's like we lost like 500 subscribers. Come on, guys. I lost thousands of followers on Instagram. They don't like you anymore. We're not hot no more. But follow us on our Instagrams. Definitely subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Yep. Yes. The diehard, long-time followers, we love you guys, honestly. So like, without you guys, we wouldn't even have the motivation or the confidence to do videos like this. Like, if we went from, like, our, 5,000 subscribers to, like, 4... we want to be on YouTube. Yeah, like, honestly, like, you guys give us the motivation to continue doing this, and definitely you guys have us up at 11:53 p.m. right now making a video after we put Amelia down, so we really appreciate and love you guys. Like I said, the channel is for all of you guys. The channel is for everybody that stuck with us, everybody that wants to see our journey and wants to follow us along our path of marriage and a baby and who knows what else the future might hold. Babies. Like, you guys are going to see when I buy her the goldfish and all that stuff. Like, we appreciate you guys. You're going to see when I show him more pregnancy tests. Fake pregnancy tests. Real pregnancy tests. But turn on the post notifications on both Instagram and on YouTube. Definitely subscribe to our channel. We really appreciate it. And like I said, you guys want more content. Watch that first video. If you haven't seen it, that'll hold you over. And I guarantee you, within the next couple of weeks, we'll have part 2 of that video out. As long as Amelia cooperates with us. Yes. But so here's to the future of the blessed life. Yeah. And more babies. Cheers to 5 goldfish. All right, guys. Bye. Good night.